Welcome back, traders and investors. Fari he's a little under the weather. He's not very energetic today, right,
Yeah,
Fari?
he's attacking me with the whole numbers. He's making fun of me with my whole numbers.
Go ahead.
Good morning, guys. Always a pleasure to be with both of you, both Dennis and Joel. You know what? We have a little feedback here. Let me kill it.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead,
Our
sir.
end. You sound good on our end, but how's it going there, Fari? What'd you think of Janet Yellen there yesterday?
Oh Jesus, she was. You probably saw my tweet on Hamzei Analytics at Hamzei Analytics. I said, "Auntie, we didn't order spaghetti." I mean, did you see that 5-minute tape starting around a little bit after 1 Chicago time? Just a little bit after that, it just went wild. And let me make sure I'm on 5 minutes. I'm on the right perspective here because this was 30. Yeah, if you go back and you'll see, holy macro, I stopped trading at one point because I figured, I'm going to give back. This is just too wild. And I've got we do some managed futures. One of my investors calls me back. He's watching it live, of course. This is FOMC, right? He knows what to watch for which day. He's looking at his screen on his data lens, comes back to me and says, "Why did you stop?" I said, "Young man, this is the Navy. I call the shots from here, okay? You want to trade it, you take your account. Until I'm trading it, I call the shots. You have no clue what's happening here with volatility. We exploded in 2 waves, okay? And, of course, Brad Sullivan, our hedge guy here, he runs a small hedge operation here in Chicago, a few billions. That's it. These days, by these standards, few billions. He has talked about 1840. Okay, the low was 42 even. Now remember, when Auntie Janet started speaking, we were trading at 66.
We were trading right near the highs. We were trading.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. Bravo. Yes, 67 and a quarter, I believe, was the IB high. The first hour initial balance high was 67 quarter. We were right before she started. The last print I see here was a 66 quarter, 1866 quarter. Okay, the low for 1842. Now, if you do the math, okay, that's $50 a handle. That's what I say. If you trade ES one time, you'll never go back to anything else. It was wild, and I was exhausted. Now, let me give you some perspective. Okay. The night before, I traded because, it's the pattern. Into FOMC, they push it up. They juice it up because there's a possibility one of these talking heads will ask a stupid question, puts the chair on the spot. I'm talking heads, I'm talking about like, what do you call it? John Hilsrand.
What are the senators?
I guess I'm having a hard time with his last name. And also Steve from CNBC. These guys will ask something, like they think they're a Fed insider. They'll ask something out of whack. This is the first time she's on a press conference after post-FOMC, and something out of whack will come out as the answer, and boom, we could go nuts. And I think at one point she did say that. She said in 6 months. Remember when she said something in the order of 6 months?
Yeah, she gave an actual kind of timeline when the QE might end, and she said next fall, which everybody knew she meant this fall. And
no, not just that. No. She also said when they said when is the interest rates going to go up after the QE has ended?
That was.
She said something in the order of 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months after QE had ended.
Which wouldn't be a year from now, exactly. When she said that, boom.
Banked them.
Yeah, and what you do on those, what you want is. Something like what I call book trader that Interactive has, which is for money managers. You just click. You focus. You look at the screen. Forget about what they taught you in economics, and you click. Just make sure you don't click the wrong item because buy and sells are next to each other, and make sure your size is correct. You have to dial. You have to dial your size because this is not. You don't trade 1 or 2 contracts here.
All right, Dennis.
This is a gift.
Dennis,
you know how the Fed helped out. Citigroup and what do you call it? What was the other guy? BofA. Yeah, I forget the name. The guy who ran BofA.
Brian Moynihan.
Kenny Boy. You know how they Ken Lewis. You know how they helped them then in January of 2009? Every 2 months, FOMC helps individual trader. What you have to do is take advantage of it, and make sure you got ice water running in your veins. If you have blood, you got problems.
So when you heard those comments, you just hit the sell button, didn't even look
I
back.
was already short. No, I was coming short.
Oh, you were
but I
already
exploded
short.
in my size. Yeah. And you know what? You can't sit there very long on size, okay? So you really got to pick your spots. But it was taking a level out, which is called level 2 IB low. That is very bearish mood coming in. And it's FOMC. So we dropped 3 levels below that on the first bar and 2 more levels below that. I mean, I went out of options to see the levels in terms of pricing. It was going so fast. So my gauge was what Brad Sullivan had said, which was 1840.
When did you start selling? What level did you start selling at? Like you were saying before those
right after, we had a price failure at 62. Let me give you a timeline. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll be more than happy to send you guys this chart. I'll post it for you.
Fari, while you're looking for that, Dennis and I were having a little bit of a debate beforehand, and I was just, contemplating because the S&Ps had given you a double top at the 67, even 67.50 level, and it had really held up there. So I was talking about a possible trade of, leaning on that level, double top, a stop above it, and Dennis was like, hey,
For how long?
I mean, just a short, a short-term trade, like being shorted that.
No, I'm an engineer. Give me a number. For how long? A
For
few
a
hours,
day
a few
trade.
days?
For a day
What are we
trade.
talking about?
Day trade.
Oh, day trade. Okay. No, I expect today to be a tough day down.
Okay. All right. Well,
Did you see what I posted last night by Jason Gupford, sentiment trader?
No, I did not.
He doesn't trade. He's an analyst, okay? But he won the Charles Dow Award at MTA. That means he's one of the right guys, okay? He talked about the negative. Did you notice it's negative 1600 tick?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Okay. Do you know how long we stayed down there? We stayed like 6 minutes down there.
Really?
Under 1400 negative. I mean, when you do that, then you got a signal to noise ratio. Now you got to go back and look at some sample size. I did a post which some people didn't like. The bulls did not like. Okay, but remember, he's not taking side. He's just telling you what he sees statistically. I sent it to my subscribers overnight, saying, guys, look what Jason is talking about, and I'm trying to find. There we go. I'm reading it to you. It was posted at. Hold on 1 second. Let me close this baby. I got too many screens on. Hold on. It was posted. Last night around 6 p.m. 6:40 p.m. Chicago time. Let me read it to you. At one point on Wednesday, the traders did not take a shine to the aftermath of OMC release. More than 1,500 stocks traded on a downtick, then traded on an uptick on NYC. That's rare. I put my levels around like 1,200 negative. This went to 1,500, and then, of course, the low tick was negative 1,600 and change. That has only happened twice before on the day of FOMC released their outlook on interest rates. Those days were August 9th, 2011. Remember that one, right? When the S&P changed our ratings. Remember that?
Yep.
And August of 2011. And June 19, 2013, last year. We can't read much into this. So far, what is worth, the S&P has declined the next day. Are you with me? By negative 4%, 4.4%, and negative 2.5%, respectively. Then bottomed and rallied after that. Now, of course, the 4.4 I remember very carefully because we had 4 days of that next to each other. 4 up, 4 down, 4 up, 4 down. That was very rare. Brad Sullivan again, came up and said, listen, because remember, these guys don't day trade. The both sides is too big, okay? You got to pick your spots. He said, look, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, we're going to be rallying. This is the time to pick up some bargains. And he was dead right, if you go back. As long as you could stand the early part of October shake, 2011, which is we have enough data to believe PPT has stepped in, Plunge Protection Team. All right.
So are you getting bearish, Fari? Are you getting bearish? Is that all what you're trying to tell me here? Is that you're done with the 1920, 1930 projections? You're just getting downright bearish here? Is that what you're saying?
Not listening to me.
I'm listening.
What did he say at the end? And then bottomed and rallied after that.
Yeah, so you're looking.
No, let me see the caveat. Hold on, Joel. Let me give you the caveat. Two sample points. If today happens, would be 3. That's not a big sample size. Okay, a statistical sample size to be valid, you need at least 30. So these are rare things, okay, where we have such a bad push on tick. I consider it was her first time. On the press conference, that's a very heavy-duty responsibility, okay? She may have not done everything perfect. She's studying those tapes. She'll be better one next time. But I do expect to be slightly down. I'll tell you what happens next. What do we have tomorrow, gentlemen?
Triple witch.
No, quad witch.
Quad
Excuse
witch,
me.
excuse me. I'm in the Fari
Yeah.
Dog house.
Murmansk. Get him on a boat to Murmansk now. Give him a free ticket to Murmansk. No, it's quad witch. It's quad witch. Now, so we could have a huge shake tomorrow. I like to buy Monday, Tuesday.
So
Okay.
you like this couple days here of weakness, and then that's your big opportunity to get long.
To load up and go to 1920, 1940. Yeah.
So where do you think? Where do you think the low? Are you projecting a number here where you're going to start?
Yeah, well, I like 50 bar coming in. That's 1831. That's not a whole lot. I think we might be able to, if we go, I mean, things have to line up, okay? We got to have some bad issues. But if things line up and people get nervous today, by end of tomorrow or Monday first hour, there's a lot of ifs here, guys, okay? Maybe we can breach 1800
Whoa.
on the cash.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, hey, Murray, I want a discount.
2 to 3% sell-off from here.
Yeah. I don't see 4. I don't see it one day. I see more cumulative. Between this and expiration tomorrow. Yeah.
And
I could be absolutely wrong, but Murray, I want a discount if I want to buy, right?
I got
And
questions.
if it gets down there, you're going to back up the truck and start throwing some stocks in.
Not every stock, but good ones, clean ones.
Which
and
are
the
good
ones
ones?
with
Give
some
us
Momo.
3.
I like Google. I love Google. Yeah.
Google?
I love Amazon. Okay.
Amazon?
Solar City. My dear one is Tesla. I'm not sure about Twitter. Let's see. WDay. I like WDay. And also, I'm very confused about FB. You have no idea how many block trades we get on FB. So much block trades are coming in, we stop posting them. So I don't know about
What the
FB.
institutions are doing. You don't know what they're doing on Facebook. They're just jockeying positions here right
Well, we have all kinds of people there. That's what creates these block trades. We got small guys coming in, and then one big guy. You turn around, repeats again, 2 minutes later. 30 seconds later, same pattern. Bunch of small trades and boom, one big one. Yeah, that's a lot of noise. Where's the signal?
Fari, I got a tactical question for you yesterday when you were shorting. Now, you said that, Brad had the 1840 level is the key level.
Oh, by the way, let me give you the level that you guys asked me also. Let me give you time and level, because it's very clear on the chart, and also we have timestamps on interactive. The failure occurred around IB low, and the timeline was about 1340 Chicago time. 140, the level was 62 area. If you watch that, we came down, okay, slightly. I was short, came back up, went against me, and then it didn't get there.
Right.
Right.
That was right in the close area. But my question for you is that
No, not close area. No, we closed at 52, sir.
well, you would
He's saying 62. He says once it cut through 62 that second time, that's
No,
really
it came up. No, cut through, came down, tried to go back up, failed.
And then
like Gatsby, came up to get to the air, couldn't, and sank.
Right.
And that's the time I pushed. And you see that big bar, and then that one you don't need. That's just physical. You're seeing it.
No, I was referring to that 62 area.
Yes, sir.
The close on Tuesday was 63.75, and that was up near the
Okay.
high. But my question for you, and this is a tactical question, you were short,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
You had
Yes.
1840 as a number, okay? So do you have a position, so do you start layering at like 45, 44, 43, 42, 41?
Cut to cover.
To cover.
To exit?
Yeah, or
Absolutely. I pepper them.
All right, you pepper
As a
them.
matter of fact, I don't even pepper that far out. I pepper 2 or 3 points below. Because it's happening so fast.
So then you never would have covered your
all
short.
projections are that. Exactly. Just projections. We're dealing with possibilities and probabilities, as Steve Shobin said. Probabilities and possibilities. This is not engineering.
Where did you get
It's
to
not
cover your
precise.
S&P short yesterday when it broke down to 42? If you were looking at 1840 as your low, is that basis the cash or was that basis?
The futures.
So that didn't get to that number.
Happy.
How'd
Listen,
you get out?
we're trading 62s, and I'm short. I peppered in 58, 57.
I gotcha.
It starts moving down. Cancel all, replace it down below. Cancel all, replace it down below. It's still coming.
Gotcha.
If it's cascading down.
You're feeling it.
Yeah, if it's cascading down, I'm looking at 1 minute. Of course, we have a bunch of other indicators. CIs are turning. CI dips are turning. MAC is just completely it's just getting imploded. MAC is usually a tick or two ahead of ES. That's our proprietary indicator for trading ES. When that's imploding, all right, what I got to do? My exits could be too close. And another question becomes, am I short enough?
Right.
Remember, think about who's at most risk. Everybody and his brother was long.
Right.
Oh, it's FOMC. She can't mess up. This is her first one. People will give her a second chance. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, come on down, baby. Yeah.
All right, Fari.
I got news for you.
Okay.
So, it was an excellent day. But there was some there was no question. There were some bumps back and forth. And also, I had made a couple of mistakes manually. When you're doing those who live by the sword shall die by the sword. When you're trading the book trader type, which is you're trading the ladder, you have two keys on the mouse, left and right hand.
Yep.
One is for limit order, one is for stop.
Yeah.
And it's a physical location. If you hit the wrong one, you bought it. It's yours.
You own it. Okay, so Fari, we got your scenario. You're looking for this 1842 to get taken out today, a little 1 or 2 day washout in the expiration, and then perhaps bottom around the $1,800 level and sit up for another.
Yeah, we're at 47 right now. 42 is not that difficult to take out.
Right.
And we'll just see what kind of day we're going to have.
Okay.
Now, it's also your day count. Keep track of your day count. We basically reset to 1 yesterday.
Okay.
Because of what we had Monday and Tuesday. If you look at your day count, we talked about 3 days down, right? Yeah, we've talked about it before. Some of your listeners have actually written to me. I appreciate that, asking questions, clarification, because time was short. But if you look at it here, we're reset to day 1 now yesterday. Today's day 2.
Okay.
And with day 3 being tomorrow, expiration, hello. This is an opportunity to push it.
Everything's lining up. All right, Fari.
Now, one more thing. One last thing.
One more thing.
Kyle, hold on. Yeah, give me some extension on that. I told Kyle I'm going to charge you guys twice of normal for today. Double the last charge you last week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, invoice times 2 because this is Persian New Year. At about 11:57 Chicago time, it's the spring equinox. That's when Persians have celebrated for 3,500 years the New Year. Now, what happens on equinox? Why is it equinox? It's a lineup of the planets. What happens on equinox? Yeah, the pressure on the gravitational force on the brain. Gravitational force on the brain changes. That's why a lot of reversals could happen. You see it in fall equinox. We see it in the spring equinox. So now, it's not a precise date. If you go to Chris Caroline, who does a lunar calendar and that kind of studies, you'll see he'll give you a window of 2 to 3 days for reversal, plus or minus. But we're in that zone also. That starting today, with a +1, +2 area, that it could be between now and Monday, we could have a reversal.
Okay. All right, Fari.
So keep your eyes open and good luck.
You'll be sorry if you don't listen to Fari. Thank you very much.
Joe has to say his corner.
I got to say my corner thing. Fari, thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good trade.
Anytime, sir. Always a pleasure, sir, to be with you.
Okay, bye-bye.